What's up, my Reapers? Reaperplanks One here, and welcome back to another episode of Reaperplanks Survives. And this is a very special episode because, first of all, it's Christmas! Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays! It's Christmas in the Reaperplanks Survives world, and even the mobs are getting all festive. Even I'm all festive, and there's something I need to show you all, because I have a brand new look. I don't look like my little guy on the totem anymore. I wanted to keep it a bit of a surprise. But first of all, we gotta go back home so we can see all the decorations that I've set up. It's not much. I got my Christmas tree set up. We got our presents from Santa already here. We got our stockings on the chimney for every single one of us, for myself, Buttercup, Snowball, Jelly, and Rocky. So I'm going to go to bed. Then I'm going to show you guys what I look like. Are you ready for the reveal? 3, 2, 1. Alright. I know it looks weird. It looked weird to me at first too, but it didn't make sense for me to have that black eye instead of the white eye, because if you look at Reaper, my main character, he don't have that. And also, I wanted to make him a lot buffer instead of looking the way that he did, so hopefully you all like this design as much as I do. I really like this design. But with that being said, let's look at our presents. This one is Snowballs, because he loves chicken. It's Rocky. Here you go, Jelly. And Buttercup. Why did Buttercup ask Santa for TNT? I don't trust her. You know, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas, Boocha. Don't blow me up. Alright, and now I'm gonna see if Santa gave me what I asked for Christmas. I already know he didn't, because I can't get what I want for Christmas from Santa, apparently. Yep, dear Reaper. No. I asked for him to build the rest of my kingdom for me, and this is what I got back. Fair enough. So, in today's episode, it's been a while since we've done one of these, but I figured we'd do a world tour. With it having freshly snowed everywhere in the world, I wanted to do a world tour for you all, for those of you who are new and haven't seen most of the stuff in this world, and for those of you who just need a refresher. So, we're gonna go all the way back to spawn, and just go from there. Alright, and this is the spawn campsite. So whenever you spawn in this world, this is what you're greeted with. You have somewhere where you can set your spawn and put some stuff in there, and there used to be an iron farm down here that worked. It unfortunately doesn't work anymore just because it was too much of a hassle to deal with, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not dealing with it, so I just made it a wheat farm, which I completely forgot about, I'm gonna be honest. And it's been doing terribly despite being in the spawn chunks. Fantastic. Alright, cool. I need to expand that in the future. A new project. This also serves as a refresher for me because I didn't even know that was down there. You've got another portal over here, and if you walk this way and follow this path that is now covered in snow, you'll get to my first starter area. And fun fact, this world was started on Bedrock Edition, but I moved it over to Java Edition in late 2022, I think. Out there in the water, we got ourselves a lone boat to let you know that there is civilization here, and there's still some plans I want to do with this area. I just want to finish the kingdom first, which is going to take me a long while. Again, we got a cart here just to let you know that there is, in fact, civilization this way. We've got a bridge over there, and up there, what used to be a village, but all the villagers despawned, and I was going to make a sniffer sanctuary up there, but then I decided against that. I still want to make a sniffer sanctuary, just not up there. Then this is the starter area. So this was the first area that I built in Bedrock Edition, as well as that bridge, and basically everything in this area, pretty much. And this is where I would just sit and just be like, alright, what do I want to do in the world today? This was like my inspiration chair, is what I would call it. The house isn't much. Again, it is just a starter area. It was all just these plots right here, and the house and the mine and all that wheat field and that area over there. Just everything in this circle basically was my starter area. I didn't have the docks until I started playing on Java Edition. And here are the sniffers we got. I let my Twitch chat name these guys. We've got Schmebulok and Joey. My Twitch chat absolutely loves these fellas, and I want to give them a better home than here, because I hate that they're still here, and it is in the back of my mind that they are still here, and I'm like, I gotta move these fellas. Epic. Thank you. Thank you, Joey. We're gonna watch him do his happy dance now. Yeah. But over here we have the docks that connect up the starter area to my next base, which was the Fisherton Village. So my goal with this world is to have a story that connects everything together. as well as multiple bases with multiple different purposes. I love building in Minecraft and I love telling stories, hence why I'm writing so many books. And I actually have a spin-off book for this survival world. It follows the main character. I forgot his name. It's been so long since I've worked on that book. I got to the point where he went to the Dwarven Kingdom and I was like, all right, I need to stop and work on my actual main series because I was getting burnt out with the book based on this world. But anyway, there's a buoy out here to show this is a mob grinder. I'm gonna use my free cam and go down here and you'll see we have a skeleton spawner as well as a zombie spawner, and they all get flushed down into this area and then bubble columned up and then over and down, and they'll be on 1 heart for me to kill them. And this was an extended way for me to get zombies to my trading hall in Bedrock Edition, which I no longer need and don't have a use for, but if I ever do, it's there. So on the way to the Fisherton village, we actually have ourselves a custom tree. I just felt like a tree needed to be put there, and we've also got ourselves a boat moving down the river, and I just love this thing. It's little things like this that really give a build life, in my opinion. Like that little bit of smoke really tricks your brain into thinking that this is moving towards something, and you want to see what it's moving towards. So come down here and you'll see this off in the distance and you'll be like, wow, I need to open up this river more because it doesn't make sense that boats actually make their way over here. But you'll make your way over here and be like, wow, so this is the village of Fisherton. This was one of my biggest projects that I did in this world after the starting area, and I couldn't be happier with the way that it turned out. It feels really cozy. Actually, I could be happier with the way that it turned out because it also feels lifeless at the same time. It feels like there is movement and there is life, but you just don't see it. And there is a story with this place as well, as you can see by these boats and that lighthouse over there. There's actually a reason why that lighthouse is there. So when I was creating this area, I saw that there was a shipwreck here and over here, and I was like, okay, there's got to be a reason why there's a lighthouse. So I built this island and the lighthouse, and it was like, all right, excuse me one second. I was like, all right, there is our reason for a lighthouse. It is dangerous. I got shot with candy canes. There are multiple different boats, all different styles. This is probably my favorite style of boat, besides, you know, the mayor's boat over here, which is just a Minecraft shipwreck fully reconstructed with sails on it. I thought it would make sense lore-wise to do this since there are so many shipwrecks around. I was thinking to myself, well, maybe the previous mayors were very reckless and just didn't care. That's why that lighthouse had to be built. It's pretty much just default Minecraft shipwreck with a few details added on the inside and outside of it because I wanted it to feel unique and I wanted it to have some functionality as well. This is the mayor's house, Mayor Gunderson's house. You can tell it's of importance because there's a water wheel on it. And the only reason why this exists is because I wanted this water wheel. I was like, man, I really want a house with a water wheel on it. What if I made it the mayor's house? And boom. If we walk through this town, we have the church, the tavern/inn. I also added these little signs like, welcome to Fisherton. On the other side, it says, come back soon. I feel like that just adds so much life into this build. These little signs and a little bit of movement like the lights in the lighthouse and the smoke from the chimneys. I feel like that just brings a lot of life. I just wish I had like villagers or something walking around this area. This is probably one of my favorite builds in the village. This is the town hall. We've got the mayor's office right here and a balcony above that leads into the meeting room. And of course, we've got his secretaries. Hello? I guess that book doesn't exist anymore. We got his secretary's office, and yeah. Oh, that's really bad if that book doesn't exist because that had all the lore for this town in it. It's fine. I'll just go back to an old video and copy and paste. This used to be the town hall meeting place, but I changed it into a library since we didn't have one. And the town hall meeting place is now moved to underground. This was going to be a storage room, but then I was like, I don't want it to be a storage room, so I turned it into this. And I feel like it's a much more fitting area for the town of Fisherton to have a meeting. There's another portal over there, and we'll get to the Nether in a bit because the Nether has got to be one of my favorite places. And if we keep walking down this way, we're gonna find a sign that inspired all the lore in this world, literally all of it. This sign, Fisherton Forge, established 1712. I was like, how old is this world then? This has been here for 100 years. It is 1812 right now. Fisherton is in the middle of an industrial revolution. They have just found redstone and are learning how to use it. There was a whole conflict with the warden. Again, story stuff that was in that book. But if we keep walking down this way, we're gonna find a vineyard for making wine and all other sorts of things, because I was like, what is Fisherton's main trade besides fish? Wine. Because why not? So we've got multiple different berries, quote unquote berries, for harvesting and making wines out of. And then we've got the fermenting facility just over here. It's not the biggest, but they make do. And then just over here is something that I added on this year. This is a bridge to get to the other side of the river. Very innovative, I know. The reason why you want to get to the other side of the river is because over here there is actually a train station, and this has to be one of my favorite builds because 1, it brings me back to my childhood, 2, I still kind of love trains, and 3, I really love how well this build turned out. So if we walk through this wooded area, we see the train station, and we get a glimpse of the train's carriages as well as a garden area right here. And then if we walk into the train station, I get those vibes of there's toys and model trains all over the walls and different books and stuff like that of trains. And up here you've got the different clocks for the different kingdoms. This is Fisherton, so the Fisherton clock is there. Not right now, but just pretend, okay? And then the Nadoria kingdom, which is the kingdom we're working on now, and then a future kingdom. And then if we walk out this door, we can see the carriages, the rail track, and the train itself being filled up with water. And I love this train design. Of course, I didn't design this myself. I cannot, for the life of me, design vehicles. I left a link in the description for the train design that I used in the video where I built it, as well as these carriages, and I just love how this turned out even still. If we keep walking down this way, you'll find there is a junction box to switch the tracks so trains don't, you know, collide. And this rail track actually goes to our other bases, but we'll follow that in a bit. And I also really love the arcs on this bridge. I love it. I love this whole build. It's one of my favorite builds I've done. It was tedious, it was such a grind, but oh my god, it looks so good. Alright, turning our attention back to the Fisherton area, the 3 biggest parts of this world. We have I forget what the name of this kingdom was, but basically, Dwarven kingdom over there angered a warden. Warden got mad, shot up, skulked through the ground, massacring this kingdom, and now this is what it's left with. And the Fisherton village, and as well as the Dwarven village, placed down candles in remembrance and as a memorial for this kingdom and its fallen people. Under the ground is our farming area. So if we come through here, and then if we make our way down here and plunge ourselves into the hole, we've got our iron farm right here, which took the longest to build. We've got the creeper farm right there, as well as a sugarcane farm, bamboo farm, kelp farm, wool farm, and also the creeper farm doubles as a glowing sack farm. We recently built this. This is the resin farm, making use of the new creaking heart blocks and the new mob the creaking, so we can get the new block types. And we have one more farm in this area, and that is the moss farm. Now this does double as a pale moss farm as well. I can switch out the moss blocks that are snowed on for some reason for pale moss blocks, and I can get all the new moss types, and some of the items like the seeds and stuff like that is converted into bone meal and automatically put back into the system, so I don't have to do it. And all the items are fed through a pipe system leading into these chests over here. And even in this area, we have more farms. We have a yellow dye farm, pink dye farm, red dye farm, and a magenta dye farm. I think those are the colors I'm looking for, right? I don't know. We have a cactus farm over there. And then, of course, all the items are fed into the sorting system. And yeah, we also have a system in the back that turns the poppies from the iron farm into bone meal automatically. And then the bone meal gets shot up from here and goes back into the system, and any item that is not in the system will just decay after 5 minutes. Is that the best idea? No, not really, but it works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So now that leaves us with only one build in this area two more builds in this area to see. This over here is the Dwarven Kingdom. Originally, I didn't have this all up on the surface, but I felt it was really lacking and needed this, and I'm so glad that I did this. And you may be wondering, if this is a dock, why are all the ports empty? That is a good question, and I will answer that in just a bit. Just have patience. So over here we have a crane to help load things onto boats that come into this area. Of course, we've got the houses of the people who work up on this dock, and then we have the lift to get down to the actual Dwarven Kingdom itself. So let's hope I don't miss the water, but I probably will. Nice, I didn't miss it. Welcome to the Dwarven Kingdom. This has got to be, I know I've been saying this with like every build, but I love every build in this world. This is like my favorite survival world that I've ever made, so just bear with me as I repeat myself. This has to be one of my favorite builds in this world because it's a kingdom that was built all underground and also has movement and life in it as well. Not people walking around, but of course smoke coming out of chimneys, minecarts whizzing around up there. You can see one going by right there. And then you should see one coming by at any moment. There it is. Bringing that sense of there is work being done and items being moved back and forth continuously. Of course, we've got the town square right here, and I know it's kind of dangerous being next to lava. I didn't make the rules. I didn't make this place. Yes, I did. But story-wise, I did not. We've got a church/chapel right there, and then we have the castle itself, which I built all in 24 hours, and then went back and did some detail work in the next video, but we don't talk about it. And this was my base for a while on Bedrock Edition, and these houses are hiding possibly the two greatest features of this kingdom. So if we come over here, you can see what appears to be a giant face in the wall, and then once you round this corner you see a dragon skull with a nether portal in it and some ruins right there, but who cares about the ruins? Look at this. Yeah, this has got to be one of my favorite builds, and I had to rebuild this. I had to build this twice because my PS4 crashed and erased the progress of me building this, so I had to redo it. But I think it was worth it because I had got to move it up and make it a lot better than it previously was. So instead of seeing it as a loss, I saw it as, hey, I can move it up like I wanted to. And it didn't take that long to build. That's the second time around. I also thought it just looked awkward being as clean as it was with the smooth quartz, so having it be diorite made a lot more sense to me. But if we come over here, you can see there is a mine right there, and then right next to it we have this really intriguing looking forge. So this is the head of the first king that stood up to that dragon over there and actually defeated it. I think his name was Ivar the Great, I'm not entirely sure, but this build is really interesting because I literally started off with the shape of a skull and molded it and shaped it into what it is today. And I love this build. And when I was showing my dad this, I think he really liked this build as well. I think this is one of his favorite builds in my survival world as well. Because when I was showing it to him, he was like, make sure you give him a helmet. I was like, will do. Shout out Dad Plagues. Anyway, and the final area is this section back here behind the neighborhood. So if we come back here and we follow this glow lichen as well as these candles to an area we're not supposed to go, over here we have the burial ground / memorial for the fallen soldiers and the home of the first warden that caused the chaos above ground. Since this has happened, the warden has been removed and there has been no issues, and as you can see, there is the Shrieker alone by itself, and it cannot be set off. Oh, never mind, it can be. I was about to say it can't be set off by any of the sensors, but it can be. And that's not a naturally spawned Shrieker, so no warden is gonna spawn, but the illusion of story, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna ignore that fella, and we're gonna move on to our next build. So if we come this way out of the kingdom, you can see a fleet of boats off in the distance. You might be thinking to yourself, why are they all out here? What are they doing? Do they have something important on them? The answer is yes. On one of these boats, there's something very important. These 4 boats are from the Dwarven Kingdom, and this boat right here is from Fisherton. And as you can see, there is a very, very, very terrifying creature on the front of the boat. This is my pet warden, Aggro, say hi to the people. This is a female warden that caused all that chaos and destruction in that area, and all 3 of those areas. What a little goober. I'm gonna be real, she doesn't like me very much, so I'm surprised I get to stand here with her like this for this long. She's more focused on the noise machine below me that I've created, which is good. That's what she should be focused on. But I feel bad for all the sailors on this ship for the noise and having to transport that. But they're transporting it to a far, far away ancient city I can't see, which is going to be off in this direction, which is where our kingdom is. And the Nidori kingdom is kind of freaking out because they don't want that, and I don't blame them. But anyway, now we're gonna follow the train tracks to a project that I forgot about / abandoned because I didn't really like it / I didn't have the motivation for it anymore. It's gonna follow the train tracks. It's taking forever. I'm realizing now I should have shown you all the nether hub while we were over there, but it is what it is. Here is the Sakura Baruado Forest. It was a custom biome inspired by my main book series, The Story of Reaperplanks. That's me! That I wanted to build in this world. Basically, it was blue wooded trees with cherry blossom petals, and there was just a lot of bad memories associated with this place, and I just lost motivation for the project. Like, I have my farm for my crimson and warped woods, but other than that, I really don't have a use for this area nor a want to build here, because it's just like, I have not touched this area in over a year. It was a cool idea, it was a cool project. I may come back to it, but I just you know. Anyway, so if I were to go this way, that would be where the kingdom is, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go to the nether now because there are several projects in the nether that I have to show you all. So here is my nether portal. So this right here is my nether hub. I decided I wanted to make the universe as my nether hub. Why? I'm not entirely sure. When Skulk first came out, I looked at the block and said, that looks like stars. And, well, here we are. Now I have this, and nobody to blame for the pain that I put myself through for this other than me. And at the time, my shaders ruined the build, and they still kind of ruined the build, but it looks a lot better than it did with the shaders that I was using. So thank you, Chard, in the comments for telling me to use complimentary shaders reimagined, which are my official shaders that I love using now. This build took me so long. It was a struggle and a half, but it was so incredibly worth it, and I still kind of want to add asteroid belts around this. It's just really difficult with the scale that I'm working with, as well as I don't fully remember the tilts of the planets, like how much the planets are tilted, because you can see right here that the planets are in fact tilted going up and around the sun, and I don't remember by how much. So if I don't get that correct and I try to do the asteroid belt around the sun, it's gonna look weird because I have to do an asteroid belt behind Earth, and then I have to do an asteroid belt at the very back because space. But anyway, we have broken through the bedrock right here as well, and I used a transition that I saw in a Not Brock video. That is his actual name, going from Skulk to Netherrack. And if we fall down here and follow this path after I kill this loser, Anyway, if we follow this path, we are going to reach the Nether Fortress, which houses our Wither Skeleton farm, and, ouch, it houses our Wither Skeleton farm, but unfortunately, this is still not done because I'm not done spawn-proofing this area. I've been putting it off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't want to do this, but I have to at some point. But up here, we have our Blaze farm that I built a few episodes ago, I think. For me, it feels like last episode because I've been recording these episodes so closely together. But that is only 2 of the farms that we have in the Nether. I believe that we have maybe 1 more farm in the Nether. I'm running out of rockets. I gotta hope that I can, ouch, make it up here. 1 rocket. Nice. I'm not gonna go down every single one of these because, oh wait, I have to go down this one because I have a gold farm over here. But I was gonna say I'm not gonna go through every single one of them because they just lead to like grinding areas. Like this leads to my mangrove forest where I collect mud and of course mangrove wood. It's decimated. It's sad. I need to replant it. But anyway, here is the gold farm I have. But yes, you just stand here, the zombified piglins come to you, they die, and then you get their XP and it repairs your stuff and you get gold. But I don't use this farm much because I have an Enderman farm. And down this way, there's nothing down that way yet because I haven't found anything that I really need over there besides an ancient city. I don't really need an ancient city, and if I need a way to get out onto the nether roof without breaking anything, you know, the yellow path is there for that. Over here is the end. We'll get back to that. And if we keep going down this way, we have the Froglight farm. And we're just going to step into this portal and go to the end real quick to show you all the projects that I have over here. Over here, we have ourselves a mob switch. Down there, there's a ton of zombies. That is good for if I'm building something and I don't want to deal with mobs. I'm like, all right, mob switch on. And all the mobs just go out of existence. And then this is my sand duper. So if I need sand that badly, I'll just AFK in the end. Speaking of the end, let's go. There's something wrong with the Enderman. All right. Interesting. We have an Enderman farm over here just for getting XP as well as repairing my stuff. And if I really need it, pearls, but I never need pearls. Just do that real quickly. And then you just go. Works like a charm. This is how I got my 340 levels. And also, I had an idea. For every sub I get, I will get a level of XP. So since we're at 535 as of recording this video, I'll have to get exactly 535 levels of XP. And every sub I get, I'll get another XP level. Even if I die, I'll get the levels back and keep going. Let's see how far we can get. But anyway, this over here is our skulk farm. So if ever I need skulk, for example, for the universe build, this is where I was at for most of the time. Over here, we have ourselves the bee farm, and I put it in the end because if you put a bee farm in the nether or the end, they will just continuously work since there's no day-night cycle. And if I need to AFK here, I will get as much honeycomb and as much honey bottles as I need. And then just over here is our copper factory. If I so desire, I can turn that copper into copper blocks and then bring it down here and load these stations up with the freshly crafted copper blocks. And this can hold up to 63 blocks of copper. Just 63 blocks. All this. And it's not even a whole stack. I have a wither rose farm right here. Is this my witch farm? I forgot that I have a witch farm. I need to make a list of all the farms that I have because I genuinely forget all the farms that I have. So yeah, this is my witch farm that I forgot I had. This is the slime farm. I really need to decorate these areas. And then further down this way is just going to be, like I said, I'm not going to go down these ways, but I'm continuing to go down these ways. Anyway, down there is just going to be our coral reef biome, which is also how we get to our pale garden biome. Now, on to the kingdom. Here we are, my beloved. So this kingdom I started building not even a year ago, and this is how far we've gotten so far. I literally built up this mountain, the castle, and even this cliffside that the park sits on, as well as the park itself. There was also an island here that I just completely got rid of because it obstructed the view of this. I was like, nah, it needs to go. I just Thanos snapped it out of existence, and now we have this amazing view. It was all worth it. So yeah, we've got the park over here, and And before you ask, it is hollow underneath because I couldn't be bothered to, fill this up. But yeah, this is the park with all custom built trees and bird baths and some park benches and some torches lighting this place up, and even a frog pond. Look at this. Freaking love this place. Look at these lily pads. And also, this area may look a little familiar to all of you if you've watched any of my videos all the way to the end. Yep, this park is what I used for my new outro screen. During the Manly Men on Discord video, I decided, man, I really want like some chill lo-fi outro for this video. And then boom, this outro was created for every single one of my videos. So yeah, that is the park right there. And it looks really cool with all the snow on it. And of course, after we built the park, we built up this area over here, or maybe we built up these houses before the park. I think we built up basically everything that you see right here before the park over there, and then we built up that, which is still one of my favorite builds. I love the lighting for this place. I love the vibes that you get from it. It's amazing. I'm so glad that it took me so long to design this because, it was such a well-received video as well. So many people liked it, and I'm so glad that so many people liked it because it was 100% worth the effort. But enough about me gushing about my fantastic audience. That's you guys. Let's continue the world tour. So of course I do have plans for the future for Buildings Kingdom. As you can see, I've already marked out areas for where the next houses are going to be going, but that is for a future video because I need to wait for Matica update. And over here we have ourselves a lovely pond. I don't know why I built this. I just saw a waterfall coming down from right there and I was like, oh, I gotta do something with that. And I knew I wanted to make an exit from my storage area underneath the castle in the waterfall, like Batman or Tony Stark style. I left it in, and then I was just like, I need some kind of centerpiece, so I went with a dragon right there. I love it. I love it. And of course over here we have the memorial for Yvonne, and I don't remember her name still. I want to say it's Grace, but yeah, that's more lore for this world. And then of course in the last episode we built up this behemoth of a build right here, and it's so comfy and cozy and just vibes are immaculate in here. Oh, I should have hung stockings here. Oh well. It is what it is. There's not much to say about the kingdom right now. I mean, there is. If you take a look back at how this place looked at first versus now, you'll be like, is that even the same place? But I assure you, it is. And then of course, my favorite castle that I've ever built, the Nadoria Castle. We've got the walkway leading in, and then as you pass underneath the gateway, you get the main keep framed in nicely with the trees around it and these lamp posts and even this tree and the statue. It's just tasty. We've got a garden area over here. We've got a frog statue right here with axolotls in the water. We've got Sky, Blueberry, the rare blue axolotl, and Sunny. And fun story with Blueberry, he was a first try blue axolotl, and I wasn't recording for it, and I'm so mad about it because I was really just like, there's no way I'm gonna get the blue axolotl first try, so I didn't even bother recording. And of course I got the blue axolotl and I was like, bruh, nobody's gonna believe me. It was painful. It still is painful. Over here we've got the statue of Yvonne Nadoria. Yeah, there's not much to say about that honestly, because I'm gonna start talking about lore again and I don't want to do that. Over here we have horse stables, blacksmithing place, the barracks for troops along the wall here. We got a well, more garden areas, trees framing in nicely the keep of the castle, a library over there, and then of course our throne room and the rest of the castle. We've got the dining hall right here, the kitchen, the war room, and yes, I am that rich. Kinda happens when you're on a server by yourself or a world by yourself. And then down here we've got the dungeons, which I never go into because I don't have a reason to go in here. Back here is a a torture room. We don't ask questions. And then over here is a wine cellar, and then over here is our trophy room and treasury. We have our first authentic warden head. Like, I actually went out and killed another warden for this. We've got some ancient debris right there, and I'd like to turn that into a netherite block. We've got an elder guardian head right there, creeper head, ghast head, wither head, ravager head, another wither head. Dude, my first sword, the one from Bedrock Edition that doesn't have sweeping edge on it. Yeah, that's the same sword I used to kill the warden the first time, and this is our first quote-unquote warden's hearts, our first nether star, our first beacon, first dragon egg, first dragon head, all the pottery shards that were added to the game during 1.21, first dragon's breath, first armor trims, first wither rose, first wooden pickaxe. Wait, is that a real one? No, that's a replica. First stone pickaxe, first iron pickaxe, no, probably like 27th iron pickaxe, and first diamond pickaxe. Is this a replica? No, this is a genuine first set of iron armor. And is this a replica? Yes, this is a replica. All right, why are the boots glowing? Oh, these are the boots that I messed up on that I had to, oh yeah. So yeah, these boots are genuinely my first pair of diamond boots. When making my first set of armor, I messed up on putting the enchantments on the boots, and now they're just immortalized on this forever. And of course, we've got the treasury right here with emeralds and gold. Over here is where I like to put all my diamond blocks. And before you ask, it's not hollow. There's one block missing, but besides that, it is not hollow. Down here, we have our sorting system with every single item that I can sort in survival in the game in the sorting system. So of course, we've got our utilities over here. We have our shulker box unloader, and then the sorting system itself with the cherry blossom tree in the middle. And I do still want to expand this further down, but again, gotta wait on light manica. And if you want to look at the redstone of this area, no problem. I left this place pretty open so I can fix any bugs that the system may have, and so that if people want to see the redstone for this, they can just look around at it, poke around, you know, hopefully not break anything any more than I have already. And then over here is my AFK spot, and then this is just a decorative room. I didn't know what to do for here, and then Chard in the comments gave me some ideas, and I was like, oh hell yeah. So yeah, thank you again, Chard, for this idea. And here is our super smelter room, and originally this room was the super smelter room, and it was super boring. That's why I made it just a decorative room, and then just decided to move the super smelter into over here. So even though there's only 15 furnaces on each side, there's actually 16, so I can easily smelt a stack in here with a nice even number in every single one of them, but still have a middle for the room. I just made it very decorative as I could, still made it functional as well. I'm thinking about adding some armor stands here with like swords, pickaxes, axes, and stuff like that hanging from the tripwire hooks, because I think that'd be cool. Flexing with some diamond ore for decoration, just to flex a little bit more. There's some netherite on some armor, which I just had that netherite laying in my chest. I forgot about it. And to flex even more, these are all silence armor trims, the same armor trim that I'm currently wearing. And then over here is my villager trading hall, which I haven't touched in forever because I don't want to deal with getting the librarian villagers. They were such a pain to get, and then when I was trying to lower their trade, these villagers kept spawning in iron golems, and the iron golems were just like, frick you and all of your progress, and killed every single librarian villager when I stepped away for 3 seconds. I was not happy. But yeah, we've got all my clerics right here that I trade all my rotten flesh to. I got all my farmers over here where I get my golden carrots from, and then I have Fletchers over here, you know, for sticks. And here is the fantastic exit to this place. And before I take this exit, actually, here is the underneath of the mountain. So yeah, this is what it's looking like. It's just all a big facade in there, as well as here, all hand built. But yeah, let's fly through this now. If we fly through here, skulk sensor should detect me, and then let's try that again. Like I was saying, if I fly through here, the skulk sensor should detect me, and then I use my firework and I give up. Always when I'm recording, I can't do that. But when I'm not recording, it happens flawlessly. And then of course we have my bedroom area over here with all my cats, balcony for the throne room. Over here is a guest bathroom, and then a guest room over here. Of course, my room And then I have a closet over here with chests and utilities that I never use because most of my time is spent down here. But I do also have a bathroom over here with a nice closet, some big old windows, and a big old bathtub for one lonely boy. That's pretty much everything I can think of. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below if you can think of anything that I missed. I'm really happy with the way that this survival world is turning out. Not happy that I couldn't land up there. It has definitely been one crazy journey in this Minecraft world, and I just want to say thank you all very much for joining me for this. This series has seen the most success out of any series on my channel so far this year, and I couldn't be happier because this genuinely is my favorite world to play on. It's my favorite series to create, and I'm so glad that the audience and the viewership reflects that, and I just can't thank you all enough for that. Seriously, you all are amazing, and you are the reason why I want to keep making videos, even though it is very difficult for me sometimes. So yeah, with that being said, I just want to say thank you all very much for watching this video. If you did like the video, be sure to leave a like if you want to, subscribe to the show if you not already want to, and Reaperplanks 101. We'll see you in the next video. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and goodbye! That's not right, it's supposed to be bye-bye! Put this back on, I feel naked.